She was one of the most powerful people in the United States. She's up there to answer questions. You damn well better answer them. So yesterday, Sally Yates, who was a Department of Justice official, intimately involved in the spying operation on the Trump team. She actually signed some of the warrants to spy on the Trump team and the investigation into Mike Flynn, which she amazingly doubled down on yesterday, despite the Flynn case being entirely discredited. Let's get to the video. I've got 4 or 5 clips from this yesterday. Here is Yates doing what is now going to be the liberal police state Democrats' new tactic. These are sick people. They're deranged. They have serious, serious issues. They're looking to institute police state tactics and abuses of power as a new means of doing business. Liberals, that is, not us conservatives. We respect, the rule of law and that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying, Joe? That kind of old-fashioned stuff, rule of law, liberty, constitutional, God-given right, that kind of, so passe. So here's Yates yesterday. They know they're busted. They know they spied on Trump. Yates knows she signed the warrant to spy on Trump. So what are they going to do now? They need a fall guy. Remember that show, The Fall Guy? That was a great show, wasn't it? They need a fall guy. I love that show. They need a fall guy, too. That theme song was the best. So their fall guy is going to be, drum roll, please, Jim Comey. Now, Jim Comey, as you well know, I am no fan of. Jim Comey was was the worst FBI director in history, intimately involved in the spying operation on Trump. But Comey didn't do it alone. Yates and them know that Jim Comey isn't liked on either side of the aisle. The Hillary team hates him because he started the email investigation and didn't stop it in time. And obviously the Trump team and Republicans can't stand him because he was responsible for the spying operation on the Trump team. So here's Yates figuring out Comey's a convenient fall guy. And listen to this back and forth with Lindsey Graham, where she's getting ready to throw Jim Comey under the bus. Check this out.
Here's what I want to understand. It's a counterintelligence investigation that led to the interview. You didn't authorize the interview. As a matter of fact, you wanted to go to the White House and tell them about the problem, didn't you?
That's right. I did. I thought that was the more immediate issue.
And when you heard about the interview, you got upset, didn't you?
I was upset that Director Comey didn't coordinate that with us and acted unilaterally. Yes, I was.
Okay. Did Comey go rogue?
You could use that term, yes.
There we go. There we go. So just to be clear, Sally Yates from the Department of Justice, she doesn't work there anymore, former Department of Justice official who personally signed a couple of these FISA warrants to spy on the Trump team and was there and could have shut down this Mike Flynn witch hunt immediately and did nothing, is now throwing Comey under the bus as if Comey was the only one who had anything to do with it. He go, oh yeah, he went rogue. I wrote here, but it was the Department of Justice that signed off on the warrant to spy on the Trump team. And by the way, the origins of these entire investigations were political. Hillary Clinton's team paying a foreign spy to gin up this information on Trump. But don't worry, Joe, Comey did the whole thing. It was but don't mistake this for a defense of Comey, the worst FBI director in human history, a corruptocrat in and of himself, a swamp rat of the highest order, and an egomaniac narcissist. But if you think Jim Comey was the only one responsible, despite the fact that the Department of Justice signed off on this, and the origins were from the Clinton campaign, John Brennan, and the Obama team, you are seriously insane. So get ready. I warned you. We're really good here at preparing you for narratives, right? The narrative going forward is going to be, it wasn't the Obama team. It was a rogue FBI director. The Obama team appears in FBI texts. Remember that? The lead investigators for Trump, the White House is running this. The POTUS wants to know everything we're doing. POTUS, President of the United States. It was Obama at the time. Remember that? Andrew McCabe emailing Lisa Page saying, hey, we got to go over to the White House with the CIA and speak with one voice on this. Remember all that? Remember the Peter Strzok notes? Obama said, put the right people on this. They have to separate you from Obama. They want Obama in a bubble. They're going to blame this whole thing on Comey. Get ready. I've never steered you wrong with narratives, have I? What did I tell you the other day about the unemployment benefit study from Yale, right? How it was total garbage. They included only full-time workers. I'm watching Fox this morning. They have this this Democrat political talking head on. What does he say? This unemployment benefit's not going to affect people going back to work. Look at the Yale study. I warned you on the show the other day. I always, if you're listening to the show, you're seriously, you're ahead of everything. Get ready for the new narrative. Comey did it. Comey did it. That's going to be it. And they're going to back off. All right, let's go to video number 2. Now, they can't only insulate Obama. They have to insulate Biden too. Why? Because Biden's running for president against Trump and they hate Donald Trump. And even though they know Biden was knee deep in this whole thing too, the spying operation on Trump team and the takedown of Flynn, Sally Yates' job up there is to lie, obfuscate, and make sure Obama and Biden don't get politically hurt from this. Here's her, Sally Yates, trying to protect Biden, who we know is in an Oval Office meeting when they're talking about targeting Mike Flynn on January 5th of 2017. We know Biden's there. We have multiple notes suggesting he's there. We have a note from Peter Strzok suggesting it's Biden who suggests they go after Flynn using the ridiculous Logan Act. Yates can't have that, so she has to lie. So she goes up on Capitol Hill, and here's her protecting Biden. Remember, keep in mind during this line of questioning, we know from the FBI's own notes that it's Biden in the Oval Office who suggests they should target Mike Flynn for prosecution using the ridiculous Logan Act. We know that from the FBI's own notes. Watch her lie and say, oh, I don't really know what Biden said, if he said anything at all. And then watch what happens. In the middle of it, the Democrats get really nervous that Biden's going to be implicated in this thing. And you'll see Patrick Leahy interject and say, stop harassing her. She's a woman, basically. Check this out.
Now let's talk about a January 5th meeting. Was the vice president there?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Did he mention the Logan Act?
I don't remember the vice president saying much of anything in this meeting.
So you don't remember him mentioning the Logan Act?
No, I don't.
Did anybody mention the Logan Act?
I have a vague memory of Director Comey mentioning the Logan Act.
Okay, what was he mentioning the Logan Act about? In what context?
Well, I'm not sure if he mentioned that in the Oval Office meeting or in the meeting that he
What do you think about the...
Mr. Chairman, let her answer the question. Just because it's a woman testifying doesn't mean she has to be cut off.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Senator Lee. I really appreciate that. You're very constructive. So here's my question. Was the Logan Act mentioned in the meeting?
I recall Director Comey mentioning it at some point. What I'm not sure about, Senator Graham, and I want to be absolutely
certain.
That's
fair. You don't know if it's mentioned in the meeting or not.
Sometimes I wish we could stop videos. We can, but Paula does. I have to tell her. You see it halfway through? Comey did it. Comey did it. No, Comey mentioned the Logan Act. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get confused. But if you are a new listener with no political experience or background in any of this case at all, just know one thing. The Obama administration targeted and spied on multiple Trump campaign officials. One of them, the former DIA director, Mike Flynn, who was Trump's national security advisor. Obama team spied on their political opponents. One of the ways to spy on them was to suggest prosecuting Mike Flynn for the Logan Act, a ridiculous, unconstitutional law that has never been successfully used in the history of the United States, that says basically you can't talk to foreign officials involving disputes in the United States. Dennis Rodman would be in jail if the Logan Act was real. It's a nonsense charge. The FBI notes suggest that it was Biden who suggested this witch hunt of Mike Flynn using the Logan Act. Yates knows that's a big deal because Biden's running for president. So she says, no, I don't remember Biden bringing up the Logan Act. Matter of fact, he didn't say anything. Joe, he's totally innocent. Totally innocent. Forget, wall him off. It was Comey. Comey did it. Comey. That's interesting. And then you notice Leahy, the Democrat senator, panics on this line of questioning. He says, stop harassing her because she's a woman. What? This harass because she's a woman? She was one of the most powerful people in the United States. She's up there to answer questions. You damn well better answer them.
You just heard Dan Bongino.